So you may now start the presentation. Okay, the recording has been started.
Right, so I'll start. Greetings to everyone present here, right? Today, me and my team, Green Capital, consisting of me, Pratik and Tushar, stand here with our presentation on the virtual trading competition organized by Keev. And for the sake of competition, the stocks that we have chosen are Kotak Bank, Aurobindo Pharmaceutical, Fortis Health, Bajaj Finance, and Tech Mahindra. And just before starting up with the presentation and everything, what I would just like to mention is the fact that with how much integrity and dignity was this project carried out by you guys. So hats off to you guys first of all. Like the amount of knowledge that we gained during our project and amount of things that we got to learn at a level of a college student, that was really spectacular. So just wanted to appreciate that factor. Now let's start with the presentation. So if Tushar can take it up from here, it would be great.
So, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Go on.
Okay. So, first of all, I would explain the reasons behind choosing the five stocks. So, broadly, the considerations were, if you see the stocks, they are sort of leader in the respective sector, be it finance, pharmaceutical, banking, or hospitality sector. So, this fact helped us get the proper gist and idea of how the leaders have been performing and what trend must that industry be following. And all these facts helped in a slew of prolific manner and eased our way to apply strategy, considering we already know the industry and its very performance and the objectives. So the majorly what helped us through our journey here was the very objective of learning throughout and getting the idea on how to implement this knowledge practically in a favorable manner. And if we see the impact, the aggregate profit that these stocks will that we evaluated was 16.3%. The strategy backtested was 2.1 times, and the strategy is optimized to 80%. Pratik, next slide, please. Yeah. So first, we need to know about like how did we made our strategy. So the basic concept is that any strategist must better understand. He needs to first understand market trend, like how the market is doing and how it is going, and then he need to deliver a solution that is simple and practical, and it is easy to use. The third one, maybe it provide maximum advantage and is attainable by many people. So the basic concept by us when we made our strategy was we backtested it many times to arrive at the most favorable strategy that we wanted to, and we concentrated on the practicality of the strategy that we used, and we tried to book as much profit as we can. So that's all from my side. Now Jason will elaborate on for the presentation.
Right. So now talking about just the sub part or extension to the previous slide, now talking about what was a concept behind the strategy and the very indication that we have been talking about, right? So what we basically did, our prime motive was to learn throughout, to book up profits and to make the best strategies out of it, right? So starting up with it, we sought after RSI, the relative strength index, just because of the fact that it's simplicity to use. I believe that is one movement indicator. I believe that I have my hands particularly upon well. Uh, what we use it as we know, it oscillates between 0 to 100 RSI, and we bought when RSI crossed above 40, and we sold when it crossed below 50 as our strategy. And furthermore, what we did, we also used MACD, which helped us in knowing about the convergence and divergence of the market industry and trends. We also know that it is a trend indicator. It helps in determining whether the price is moving up or down, which also helped as an extension to while using RSI, which I'll be talking about further in my case. Lastly, we also use DMA, which is somewhat of a more similar to MACD, but it is somehow, as according to us, is somewhat easy to use. That's why we also included it in one of our strategies. And lastly, what we did is we made some combinations out of it. We used RSI EMA, RSI MACD just to get the strategy that would be the best one, and that would give us the maximum profit. So these are some of the strategies that we use during a course of action, and how we optimize the strategies, how we back tested it, what were the primary strategies that we used, and what were the combinations. That is what I believe our journey has been through here. And Now, Prateek would take it up forward.
Right. So after this, we also came across several challenges while backtesting our strategies. So the first challenge that we faced was that we were unable to determine a single level for RSI, which would fetch us a profit in all the five stocks. So after backtesting many a time, we discovered this fact that since because all the five stocks were not moving in a similar pattern, therefore it was very difficult to determine one that the entry point at the RSI level where we should enter. Therefore we focused on only one or two stocks for RSI, and in the other stocks we were incurring losses, so that is compensated with the profit that we got in the one or two stocks. Secondly, in MACD and EMA, again, we face the same problem that we were unable to determine in the beginning. We were unable to determine the buy point or the selling point for all the stocks in a consolidated manner. So we again focused on one or two stocks. The third is that while we try to combine these different strategies, the profit level that we were getting was much lower than that while we were using these indicators individually. What we believe is that it is might be due to the trend that is being followed in the market, that due to which the profit by combining the indicators is lower than the individual indicators, and might be there might be some time when the market is in a different trend, following a different trend, and at that time, or maybe in a longer time frame, that the combination of indicators would be a better practice to follow. And lastly, while we were optimizing the strategies, we were somehow able to increase the return percentage by changing the level of by changing the percentage of stop loss and take profit. But the problem was that we cannot use optimization for all the five stocks. Therefore, whenever we were optimizing it, optimizing one stock and another stock, so there was a conflict between the two, and there were three more stocks on which we have to think that what would be the ideal stop loss and take profit. So we were just stick to again one or two stocks where the profit, for example, that one stock gives me a profit of 10% and another stock gives me a profit of 8%. So we just try to capitalize on the 10% return stock, because if we increase the percentage of return percentage of 10% to, let's say, 15%, then that would be a better bet for me, because the profit percentage would somehow be higher, or it may compensate the losses from the other stocks. So these were some of the challenges that we faced, and one additional challenge was that was not a challenge but some kind of biasness, I would say, because we were pretty much inclined towards getting a profit percentage for the Bajaj Finance stock, because because the number of stocks were equal in all cases, but the share price of Bajaj Finance was almost more than twice than the sum of all other stocks. So if we are able to get a profit percentage in case of Bajaj Finance, then we knew that we will be able to somehow compensate with the losses that we incur in the other stocks. So these were the few challenges that we faced. Now we would like to show you the results that we got that we got after backtesting.
So when you, meanwhile, when you talked about the challenges you faced while designing these strategies, one of the challenges, the last one you said when you were trying to maximize the profit from Bajaj Finance to compensate the other losses. So over here, the easy solution is to equally weight all your stocks.
Uh,
So the concept which was missing of equal weight was not the number of units should be equal. It should be the total amount should be equal. Like if you are investing 1 lakh rupee in one of the stocks, it should be 1 lakh in all the stocks. Okay, just for example. So how will you get that equal amount? So supposingly you are investing 5 lakh each stock, divided by the price of that particular stock will give you the number of units to invest in. There you will be able to get the better or the maximum profit from that particular portfolio.
right.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am. So I think there was some sort of miscommunication that due to which we thought that the number of stocks should be similar.
You could have raised that query. No, nobody did that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
So finally, talking about the strategies. So in the first strategy, we have taken RSI, and we have mainly focused on while making the strategy, we have focused on Kotak Mahindra Bank. So while making the strategy, we use RSI, and for the RSI, I've taken a screenshot for this strategy from Keev platform only. And so in the RSI, first of all, we have studied the chart how it's moving. Then we have applied the RSI over that, and we have discovered that whenever it is below 40, the price has a high tendency to rise, and whenever it's going above 50, it has a high tendency to fall. So therefore, we have set the RSI at this level, at these level for buy and sell, and the profit percentage that we are getting in each and every case are these, and this is the cumulative profit that we are getting out of this.
Just a second. When you said the Kotak Bank, you are getting 11 point something, and after taxes, what is the net profit you are getting?
After net profit, we are getting 27,000.
No, percentage term I'm talking about.
7.2% from 11.
So that means your transactions are way too high. This is where you are incurring that deficit. Look at the gross number and the net number. There is a difference. Or what are your stop loss conditions?
Ma'am, for stop loss, I have basically optimized this for this Kotak Bank stock, and from optimization, I've taken stop loss as 1 and take profit as 0.5 for intraday.
How much? Stop loss is 1 and take profit is
0.5.
0.5, half of the stop loss.
Ma'am, basically this is the profit that I'm getting after optimization. So I was startled by this fact that the take profit is.
Agreed. At time, it's a machine only. It's a computer system. You need to apply your own logics. Will you go for a trade where you have the chances of incurring more losses than profit? You see,
Uh,
at the end of the day, we are designing systems to get better results. But eventually, human intervention is required where you need to apply your own logics, which is the better result you need to pick up. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, if I was changing this 0.5 to maybe 1.5 or 2, so the return percentage was coming lower. So that is why I took this amount.
Then you could have worked on your conditions for this thing, RSI, no? Anyway, 40 to 50 is a very narrow band, which will not work on all the stocks. It is just going to work on few of the stock, handful stocks. But when you are designing strategies, you have to take care of the fact that it's applicable universally or most of the stocks. Or if you are picking up a specific strategy and you feel that it's going to work on handful stock, then mention it. This particular strategy is for this kind of stocks only. Okay, to try to work on multiple conditions. Beside using optimization and other factors, first work on the basics. Let's start with RSI 30, 20, 10, or whatever, and then apply for stop loss. If your gross is coming lesser, way too lesser, that means more of transactions are happening and they are ending in losses, right? So you need to work on your stop loss and exit and entry, everything rather. So can we see it on Keeves? Any of the strategies on screen?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
And other thing, why have you not used Bollinger Band? That was one of the indicators. ADX was one of the indicators we learned.
Ma'am, for Bollinger Bands again, the profit percentage was lower that we were getting. So that we I even tried Bollinger Bands and average true range, but the profit percentage was below even 5%. So maybe I was not able to set the correct conditions. So
Okay,
maybe that
try
is.
that. Yeah, because Oro Pharma Bollinger Band would give you good results along with RSI. Because in the last quarter which you have used, Oro Pharma has been performing well. It took whole 1 year Oro Pharma to jump from 600 levels or 300, 400 levels to 900,000 levels. Okay, so you could see the movement in the Bollinger Band.
Yes, ma'am.
So you try it on Bollinger Bands also. Now, what are the other indicators we learned? We've learned MACD, moving averages, yeah. RSI we have learned Bollingers, we have learned what volumes,
Yes, ma'am. We have learned average true range.
yeah. patterns we have learned. There are so many to try, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And the profit numbers would be a little different because the prices that I have taken for all of the stocks were round of values and not the actual values. So the
Okay.
profit numbers would be a little different.
No worries.
Yes, ma'am. So this was the strategy that we have built, and after running it over, I think it is in delivery, and I need to do it on intraday.
So if you're doing it on delivery, try to use a time frame as daily.
Ma'am,
Okay.
actually, I did it on intraday only, and so maybe I then later on tried on delivery, so it
Yeah.
remained on delivery.
For intraday, try to use the intraday time frames.
And this is the values that I'm getting it.
Hmm. The number of trades are okay, but you just need to, I'm not convinced with the kind of stop loss and profit
I'm even
conditions you're
I was
putting.
not convinced. Earlier, I took some for the intraday trade only. I took like 4% for or 3% for the take profit, and for stop loss it was half or 1%. So
You can just see what is the price range of that particular stock or the particular set. Then you can define if the stock is not having the capacity to move 4%, it's not going to touch 4%. It's obviously going to end in loss. It's intraday trade. Okay, so you just see the price range of that particular stock, and then you can also use it as a parameter to set your profit and stop losses. Okay, if you don't want to use ADR.
yes,
Yeah, you please change that condition, and otherwise, yeah. Okay, try to put it on, more of the stock. Make it such that it is applicable on more stock. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. And can we try any other of the strategy?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Use which one? RSI we saw. Okay.
And there was a stochastic that I've used, and this is
Yeah.
again a I think trend indicator.
Yeah.
For stochastic, um, I've taken take profit as 4, stop loss as 0.5, and I've taken D because it's low. I've actually first of all I've taken K percentage, but it was giving me lower returns, so I've also tried with D percentage. And with D percentage, I'm getting high returns, so I've kept it at D percentage only. And again, now the reason for keeping it at delivery was the number of trades were lower, so the number of being now lower number of trades, the tax charge was also lower. So that was the reason that I kept most of the trades in delivery. And after saving and retesting, I'm getting these values over.
Yeah, your win and loss ratio is almost 1:1. So where possibly your stop loss is way too low.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why on the total
Yeah.
trades cost is so
0.5
much low.
is way too low. When you want a profit of 4%, but you can't take a risk, you are already only taking a risk of 0.5%. So again, in your case, stop loss and profit ratio need to be balanced. It's not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
according to you, what would be a ideal range then for the ideal ratio between the two?
It should be 1:2. Stop loss, if it's 1%, then profit should be 2% at least. At least. The profit can be higher, but again, don't make your stop loss too small for the trades to get exit. Again, you need to see the price range of that particular stock. If
Yes,
it has got the capacity to move around 4%, 5% in a day, then 0.5% stop loss will hit immediately. In one tick it is gone. So you need to keep the stop loss and profit that thing accordingly. Yes, machines are there, the system is there to help you, but use your own logics also to pick the best. Okay.
got the point.
And the backtest duration is 3 months.
Yes, ma'am. 3 months.
For deliveries, try to find some strategies on daily chart, and for intradays, try to be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Noted.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
And
shall I just
fundamental.
show any
Yeah.
other strategy?
No, that's fine with me. Yeah. And just to get the maximum results, when you are getting good results in one of the stocks for 2 or 3 or 4, and one of the stocks being heavyweight in terms of the price value is higher, then you equally weight them. Your portfolio returns will definitely change in a better way.
Ma'am,
Okay.
also they like if I need to make them, let's suppose I have 10 lakh of cash, and after the 10 lakh I have to give 2 lakhs to each stock. So in that case, the number of shares would change. So if I need to apply, I mean apply the same strategy over 5 different shares stocks, so I have to apply it over 5 times.
Yeah.
Like,
No, sorry, I didn't get you. The last line, what you said?
like
You have to
I
apply
need
it on
to
5
do it
stocks.
individually for all the 5 stocks because the quantity would change in that case.
Yeah, see, again, this is how portfolios are maintained. No? So while backtesting to get the better results with the same number of units, that is fine. But eventually, the end result is how much you are earning in total. What is the average return in total? You know?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how you work. Okay, fine. Anything else you guys want to share? Anything else you want to add?
Not really.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.